Speaking of getting mobbed by things, it's the Sublime Ruby of Pain.
She's been mobbed a few times. A few hundred times.
Her what I'm hearing is her trains are always on time.
Mm-hmm. They run real well.
Sometimes multiple tracks at once.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, welcome to the Average Adventuring Party podcast.
Where we think we can, we think we can, we think...
I mean, that's...
different trains, I'm sorry.
That's pretty much her motto. Can you do this? Yes, we can. No, wait.
Get her done?
Oh, she's done.
So, what happened last time?
So, as Ruby was pumping this man for information...
Oh, she was pumping something.
Yes. Ardith went out to chase this guy that had shown up and was...
Vaguely threatened to
go tell the guards. Managed to split up Me-Dra and Marisala from...
What's funny is she didn't know that. All she heard was us yell for her and take off running.
And Ardith met up with him. His name was Impeccable, and he is one of the Draconic brothers of Random and the other dragons that have been helping our other characters in this campaign.
Is it really helping when one of them told Utano to commit suicide and become Suna's problem?
Seemed pretty helpful at the time.
No.
I mean, we did say we wanted Utano to die.
We wanted to do it ourselves
differently. I don't think it was very helpful.
But anyway, he gave Ardith a nice
makeover,
and just for the price of some chicken. We found out that Me-Dra is going to have to take one for the team, but none of us know that. Only Ardith does. And as Ruby was finishing pumping this guy for information, getting ready to pump him for something else, he appears to have exploded.
Yes, he was premature in his arrival.
Was she surprised by this, I want to ask?
That's where we'll actually pick up.
I think we forgot the welcome to the average adventuring party part.
Nah. Doesn't matter.
I think we did it.
I mean, if y'all are so sure, you guys can run it.
Fine, then you fucking do it. If you're so goddamn smart.
Welcome to the off season, and
Oh no! I want you to read my OneNote and make sense of my notes. Good luck.
Good luck, because it's OneNote.
Turns out half of them are gone. Microsoft, not a sponsor, and you guys fuck me harder than anybody else.
I was going to say the real enemy of this campaign is OneNote.
And Gary's eyesight. And surgeries. And COVID.
Well,
what else has happened since we've been trying to do this mini campaign?
I don't know. This mini campaign has just been terrible for multiple reasons. It has not worked out for characters or players.
what did we learn?
Never split the party.
Very good.
When did we learn it? 4 separate times. So what did we do last episode? We split the party.
But I only split it 3 ways.
Ruby knows about 3 ways and 4 ways and 5 ways.
Speaking of Ruby.
72 ways.
Yeah, so speaking of Ruby, as Ardith, Me-Dra, and Marisala come back to the sauna, you may and or may not be surprised by the copious amount of blood that is leaking out the front door and down the steps.
I'm going to back up some because I don't want my paws to touch that.
I hope Ruby's okay. I would think she'd bleed a different color, though. What do tieflings bleed?
I'll let you know when I find out.
You've never stabbed a tiefling before?
I have not. Not for lack of trying.
I seriously doubt it's her. She probably just did what I wanted to do that you took me away from.
So the Sublime
Poor
Ruby
puppy.
of Pain
Pat, pat.
hears the voices of her companions outside. She is covered from head to toe in blood.
She's still in the robe, though.
Is she still in the robe?
At this point, no.
That's what I thought. So not entirely covered head to toe in blood.
Yes, she has
Unless-
she has a nice tan line made of blood.
Unless the robe was coming off earlier.
She is sighing and soaking in the tub. And what? Now, did she recognize what was happening when this guy... Because I imagine he's probably not the first...
Yeah, you've probably tried to get information out of sovereignty troops in some way before, and there are usually a variety of reactions. The most common is that reinforcements are called somehow. Mm-hmm. Like they always seem to know when one of them is in trouble or about to break their oath to the emperor in some way. You never seem quite a
Visceral?
one might say ejaculatory, explosive response.
So that was new.
That was-
I assume there is nothing that I can do, even just to like secure, what's left of.
There is a lot of blood,
Spiritually?
and no, spiritually there is nothing.
Okay.
There's basically a bloodstained set of clothing and armor that he was wearing. That broom closet will never be the same again.
He pretty much vaporized himself.
Pretty much.
Although I don't think it was himself that vaporized himself.
Is there like a hose or something? laying
Yeah,
around?
right over here.
No, like a water hose.
Not really.
No.
There's a lot of buckets,
And there is a bathhouse.
and there is in fact a bathhouse.
That I'm not going to go into because I don't want to step on the blood.
So it seems, and Ruby is just like buck-ass naked in the tub right now, just like, and the water is like red. It's making her look almost red, even though she is very much green. It's like, ironic.
So I guess, are we going in?
I mean, y'all can.
We should at least check on her.
Can you carry the wolf?
No.
I'll check
Have you
and make sure
smelled her?
there's nothing
Can you smell her?
around here.
No, but you don't know that. I'm still the mask.
You guys might want to rinse some of this up because if a patrol comes by, they're gonna notice the blood.
Don't you eat things with blood? Isn't this like gravy for you?
Ew. Not humans.
I was just going to go ahead and sweep in while you guys
It's elf,
argue.
actually.
Yeah, so Ardith finds that she's not even leaving footprints in this blood puddle. Her clothes aren't picking up
Well,
anything.
I was going to try to avoid it when I can.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So you step in a river and you're trying to avoid the water.
Well, apparently I am avoiding the water because this new clothes are awesome.
Yeah, even where like the tips of the feathers on your cloak are brushing the ground, they're not leaving any trail of your passage.
Yeah, so I'm going to step into the bathhouse and do the hands on the hip thing, look at Ruby like, so what happened here?
He could not handle the pressure building up inside of him. Just as he was about to provide me with something, I think some sort of failsafe detonated the poor man. It seems that breaking their oath to the Emperor is magically warded against, so we'll have to figure out how we can twist that against them.
It sounds almost like the Emperor knows what's going on. It's like he could...
Yes,
watch what was happening.
That old fool does have a way of just attaching himself to anyone that he so desires, regardless of their opinions on the matter. Did you settle whatever that disturbance was? Oh, that's a new outfit. It's
Apparently. Why has no one started cleaning up the mess yet?
oh. This is not the first time that I have had to have this place completely, thoroughly cleaned, though.
Don't you have employees?
Yes, and I gave them the day off, and I think they deserve it after what they're going to have to do tomorrow.
I'm only asking because the work doesn't want to come in through that and is worried about patrols finding this on your front step.
Oh, yes. Well, I always did like this bathhouse.
Are you thinking what I think you're
We're
thinking?
going to have to get everyone's things out of here.
Okay, yes, you are.
So I'm still sitting out front. Is there any new smells or anything like that around? Do I hear anybody coming? I want to check for patrols, that type of stuff.
There's a patrol a couple streets over.
But not. Are they headed this way?
You'd have to go.
I have to go look.
They sound like they're patrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I kind of dip my paw in the blood, does it feel like regular, normal blood?
Yeah. It's a little tacky.
A little tacky. Okay.
It's been here a while. It took you guys some time to get back.
Yeah. Can I walk around back? Is there a way that I could get around back?
Yeah. You can hop the fence and go in through the back door.
You know Ruby's place has a back door.
I mean,
And it is well used.
is it not as bloody if I head that way?
Yeah. No.
I don't mind a little bit, but I don't want like a river of blood.
No, if you go around the back and kind of circle your way in, like all the blood is clearly coming from the closet where that guy was.
Yeah.
And it's just running out the front because that's how the tiles are leading it. Oh, hey, look, there's Ruby floating in a crimson pool.
So do you have a hose or something? I can start hosing this down?
Yes, actually, could you... you don't have opposable thumbs, but can you turn a valve?
I'm sure I could figure it out.
Okay, in that closet over there, not the one where the blood is coming from.
That's good. 'cause I won't
There
go
is a pressure valve, and I'm going to need you to turn it all the way.
Okay. I could do that. Like now? Are you
Just
ready for it?
About 4 minutes.
Okay.
3. And she slowly gets up out of the water, and I guess at this point the blood's coming off of her, and she wrings out her hair and stretches a bit and says, So I learned something today. That's the first time that anyone's ever exploded when they break their oath to the Emperor. Normally they reinforcements show up before that can happen, but I think because this entire unit was destroyed, they couldn't resort to that.
I thought Mom was strict.
Well, yes. Let's... 2 minutes. If everyone could go through the back door, please.
So, wait a minute. The dude exploded?
We don't have time. Let's
Wait,
move.
well,
Let's
could that
talk
happen to her sister? Aren't we here specifically for her sister?
Less talking. We can talk as we go.
We'll talk at the next saved house, okay?
Yes,
Okay.
there's another bathhouse.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. You wouldn't own just one, would you?
Oh, I can never just handle just one.
Uh-huh.
It's too boring.
I would like to think that there's... You guys leave that bathhouse, and she's like, we should go to the next bathhouse, and it's literally just across the road.
Oh, no, it's going to have to be a little distance away.
Yes.
Just to spread out.
Or actually, it's probably not going to be a bathhouse that we go to. It's probably going to be
Pool and brothel?
no, just a nice little.
It's an inn called the Bathhouse.
I like to think that Ruby has, as a facilitator of many things, she has a number of establishments, and right now we probably want to go to one that's not a bathhouse, because this bathhouse is what she doesn't say to Marisala is about to be destroyed by a flood.
Please tell me that she owns a noodle bar whose
Ruby's nudes.
whose motto is something like, we'll soak your nudes.
Yeah, she would own a little bitty noodle bar with that.
Send the nudes.
Oh, they do delivery. We
Yes.
send nudes.
Perfectly legitimate establishment. You can get nudes there.
Sounds like a great place to work for a perfectly legitimate job.
And
Well, it pays for college, yeah.
and as we're all getting out of the room, and Ruby is, of course, she destroys her own kimono, shreds it, and just tosses its remains into the bloodied closet, and puts on one that looks exactly the same except reversed. And says, all right, let's be on our way. Do turn that valve all the way, please.
So I'm going to go attempt to turn this valve.
You have a mage hand?
You may use your spectral hand if you'd
Oh,
like.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can also gnaw at it if you'd like.
No, I'll use the
Claw
hand.
at it.
The very instant that I like to imagine, the very instant that she like turns it just a little bit, the entire thing just goes and it starts turning itself and just like spits out, and water just starts spitting out of the valve like uncontrollably, because
I'm not standing in front of the valve.
No, you used your mage hand, so I would say probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your little spectral hand appears, turns the valve, and there's just a moment where the pipes start rattling, and then just rivets start shooting.
Marisala, let's go.
Yes, I agree. I'm out. You know how hard it is to get this fur dry?
Yes, that'll be the least of our concerns.
As you guys are walking away, just this torrent of water rushes down. From some streets away, you do hear whistles.
That tracks.
Where are you leading them?
As GM, you have the ability to say and overrule what is or is not in 6-way that Ruby would own. So I would humbly request that we take the party to a noodle bar.
Is it a fancy noodle bar?
Very trendy.
So it's one of those that only has bar seating?
Yeah. And it has like arcane, like neon lights that behind these panels that, give you that backlit effect. It's very dark in there, and feels like that even though there's barely any ambient music playing from, it's just very thumping.
I hate it already.
She hired some half-orcs to just record music in a little arcane box.
The little man making music in the box.
There's probably not music.
The menu is all the different styles that you can get it.
The prices aren't on the menu.
Oh boy.
It's one of those.
Oh no.
There's a little cipher on the menu, and you have to take like your magic slate and read the little cipher with your magic slate
Thanks, I hate it.
to see the full menu.
There are such things as orc style, which is where you get a spit of meat in addition to your nudes.
And then if you order goblin style, you get actual spit.
Just a bowl of-
No. See, Goblin Style has tons of cashews, almonds,
It's just whatever.
gobbling these nuts. I will forever be 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a little sign in the doorway that says "We deliver nudes."
Clever.
Hot nudes.
The spiciest of nudes.
Yeah, now I'm really imagining this place as like a 1980s New York porn theater. It's like hot girls, but
So hear me out. Sublime Ruby of Pain is a tiefling who serves Luit, is it? Who is the Devil Prince of Irony. So there's some layers here. There is a theater. They do serve noodles. So I'm thinking like a smutty Alamo Draft House that specializes in ramen.
Alamo Draft House, not a sponsor, but if you want to be.
Yeah.
Send nudes.
Put nudes on your menu.
The
Now I don't know if if the technology actually allows movies.
no.
Or you could have a burlesque
But,
show where
yeah, probably
they
more
take it
along
off,
those
but
lines.
you can't actually see anything.
Yeah, because it's ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a waitress who comes around the bar and says, "Welcome. How can we get you wet today?" And she gestures to a fine array of broths, and then sees it's you. It's hey boss.
It's a brothel.
Hello, darling. How are you? You don't have to take your shift at the bathhouse tomorrow, by the way.
Oh,
It's going to be closed for renovation. You can have the day off, fully paid, of course.
oh, thank you.
Of course.
All I can hear is that dirty deeds are done. They're cheap.
And she says, my friends here are, we're going to go into the private room. So if you need anything at all, of course, if there's anything that needs my attention, you feel free to just come in. Just all I ask is that you just give the door a quick knock.
She gestures. There's nobody here. Says, we're usually not busy until before the morning shift. So I'll yell if there's anything. And she goes back around the bar and says, "Everything's hot if you want something."
Do you want anything, Marisala? Have you ever?
I could have some food. Yeah.
Yes. Could you get me the? Could you get my friend here the? Oh my gosh, the giant size. Do you have a preference on? Do you prefer pork, or beef, or?
Any. Just no fish. Don't
No
do
garlic.
fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can make you the ogre.
I mean,
Good choice.
yeah.
She
With
gestures.
some water.
Oh, there's enough hydration in there. Trust me.
She gestures to the rest of you. Anything?
Something simple.
Don't eat much. I'm not hungry.
Ruby slides a menu over to Ardith, and the menu has something simple, and it's like the most expensive item on the menu. It's like, you'll probably want something else. I don't think you're that hungry.
No. Absolutely not.
Irony. How did work that one in there?
You dork.
They bring you several soups, like a basket of fresh noodles.
I mean, I don't know what you would call show you ramen here. So I'm just like something simple.
I'm fine calling it ramen.
Okay, ramen. Plain ramen.
Yeah, it's all in another language that isn't English anyway, or Japanese in this case.
Yeah.
The waitress brings out a giant skewer of meat that's probably like a foot round. It's vaguely rounded on top. She says, "And for you, the ogre." And she sets it.
She's setting it down.
Yeah.
My tail's just a wagging, and I'm going after it.
Just curious, out of please don't feel like you need to like offer it. Does that thing come in ham?
Oh, we do offer ham.
Okay.
No, that's a special blend of meats that we hand roast.
So I do think we need to discuss what our next plan is, but at the same
The girl says, "I didn't hear anything," and closes the door.
but at the same time, I think we should get to know.
I
one
was
another
going to
a little
say,
bit
I think
more.
we need to back up a little bit.
So, I was told by Xenos to expect, of course, 2 individuals, and you certainly match the descriptions that were given to me, but those descriptions were quite vague at best. You, tall and handsome and masked Me-Dra.
Yes.
How do you know Xenos?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm not at liberty to talk about that.
That's more of an answer than you may think. And what about you, Marisala?
Well, see, I like animals, and so it's I was promised an animal, exotic. Make sure it's gotta be like different, unique, and so I'm here for one of those.
So my father contacted all 3 of you.
Oh, good guy. I liked him.
Yes, he did help me establish myself as a business. I was a newly minted, no pun intended, tiefling at the time, and not a lot of opportunities for us to break through the ceiling of society. A lot of distrust. Some of it very well warranted. Mm-hmm. But in my case, I have only ever wanted to just pursue my own means, and Xenos believed in me, and of course, you were still young at the time, and I don't think Shannara was even born yet, but Ardith and I, I'm very glad that she remembers me, because I haven't seen her since she was small and still just as cute, though.
So you asked about us.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I just told you.
I know, but I don't. Why are you here at the Empire?
Oh,
That
well,
is a good question.
How long you been here?
I've been established in the Empire for about, how long has it been out of character? Probably 15 years.
Yeah, probably about.
15 years now. 6 Ways, a very, very populous city. The 5-star authority in Confederates is not really the best place to start a fashion empire. A lot of frontier and border towns. I'm just a simple girl who came from humble beginnings, made a deal with the devil, and has gotten everything that she's wanted because of it.
Yeah, you would not have made it very, very well. Nope.
Oh, I was born there.
No, I mean fashion stores, stuff like that. Yeah, you would not have made it very.
Yes, there's a lot
Very
of
well.
a lot of ponchos and hats and sombreros, and a lot of Fernacios for some reason.
Yeah,
It's a very popular name these days.
yeah, you don't have luck with the upper echelons.
So, what kind of animals they have here? Anything unique?
Do they have anything that I know of? Because
You know that there are some members of the palace who are famous for breeding lion horses.
Ooh.
lion horses. So, the emperor has his fingers in a lot of different pots.
So, let me throw this plan out there. I could distract the Empire, the whole guard and everything, with stealing one of them while you guys get Shannara.
I don't think that's going to work as well as you think.
We would need... No. I think there needs to be an event. There needs to be an exhibition of sorts.
How about a possible uprising?
Timed to coincide with the Emperor's best animal tamers.
Ooh, I could be an animal tamer. Yes.
You would not fit in.
Oh.
You would be the animal.
I'm sure a menagerie here would love to collect you.
Oh. No, I'm not collectible.
But
I didn't think
you would
so.
just be the bait and part of the plan to cause some chaos. So, knowing the grisly fate that befell that poor good man who simply wanted a moment of respite from his duties, I would suspect that anyone who intentionally breaks with the Emperor is likewise going to suffer. Which puts us in a bind because we need to distract and use a lot of the Emperor's own servants to retrieve Shannara. At this point, Ruby does not know that Shannara is bound to the Emperor, I assume, right?
Nope, Ardith's the only one who knows.
I was gonna say, oh,
Really quickly, Me-Dra's been kind of off in his own little world, but he's been watching outside. Have we seen any increased patrols or...
You did see a bunch of soldiers run past back towards the bathhouse.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's been quiet.
and while Ruby's been talking, I want to sniff these guys out a little bit better.
I see what you did there.
As I'm, pretending to eat and listen, I since I really don't know these three, is there any unique smells, any unique thing that I can notice about them? See, I'm trying to, I'm, it's obviously an elf and a tiefling, and I don't really know what this one is, I'm guessing. So I just want to sniff a little bit better. Is there any scents, any thing off, weird?
So as far as Me-Dra goes, they smell more like gun oil than a living person. Like, you get metallic tones and things like that. They don't really have that sort of pheromone body odor.
Can I hear a heartbeat?
Probably.
Yeah.
Depending on... you hear something.
I was going to say.
How you describe heartbeat?
And then what about the two? Do I smell anything off or
So
ear stuff? Or
for
especially with the cape. Now that she has a new cape, does it smell?
cape smells like literally nothing. Like, even when decorative feathers are used, they smell like paint or glue or whatever. Like,
Or dust?
Ardith smells like nothing now. The thing about the Sublime Ruby of Pain is there's something when you kind of waggle your nose in her direction. Like, think about what would be the most appealing smell to you. Maybe like,
I was going to say meat, cooked meat.
yeah, like cooked meat or like animal sweat or something like that. Like, there's just this very slight tinge of it in addition to the way that she normally smells. And the longer you concentrate on it, the more strong and appealing that scent becomes. If you keep at it long enough, like you actively have to pull yourself away from walking over and sitting
Next to her.
next to her.
And I'm going to assume that back when we first met Ardith and before she got the cape, I could associate her smell with Xenos
Yeah,
a little bit. I
vaguely.
mean, vaguely. And I'm guessing that cape has taken that away.
Yeah, like she had a very distinct odor whenever she left the bathhouse and you were sniffing around. She now smells
hasn't.
like nothing.
So, where'd you get the cape?
You know that guy?
Yep.
He has plans for the Emperor.
Ooh, I love plans. Did he share those plans?
Oh, they involve death and power vacuum.
I can see why your dad sent us. I mean, you trust everybody in 2 seconds.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you're wearing the cape he gave you.
Do you know how many times I threatened to stab him?
But did you stab him?
Unfortunately not. He turned one of my daggers into a chicken. And then ate it.
Oh, I like this man.
Chicken would be good. Chicken sounds good.
Also, he is a sibling of a friend of ours.
Family reunions. Reunions with tieflings are very, very... Well, there's not a lot of us. We're a close-knit group, whether we want to be or not.
Contracts have that way.
There's one of them I'd like to see again and to definitely stab her. Many times.
Do I... Oh, which one? Because I think there's a few that you've run into.
Your newest edition.
Newest. It is... now, I know out of character who she's referring to, but when she says newest, do I know? You'll have to be a bit more specific than that.
Her name used to be Mariana.
Does that ring a bell? I was like, oh.
Yeah, she's the one tiefling who kept her previous name.
Mariana, yes. She managed... So, I don't know how she managed it, but she still has that name. I've had to run into her a few times. I've done some dealings with her. Not my favorite on a personal level. I think she's, and I'm going to put this as politely as I can, an insufferable little shit.
That sounds about accurate. Also a couple
But-
screws loose,
Very good at what she does.
unfortunately. Now, to be clear, my father hired all three of you to save Shannara?
No.
No?
No.
No. Then why are you here?
Well, I wasn't hired.
I mean, yes,
not-
that's part of the plan, but I want
This is all
an exotic
gratis,
animal.
free.
I mean, yes.
We get something.
He contacted
no.
you to save Shannara.
He promised me that, I would get in.
What your payment was is not part of the topic here.
But that's what I want.
And you'll probably get it.
Oh, no,
If we
there's
all
no
don't-
probably.
If we all don't die horribly.
No, whenever he promises me that, I get it. I'm not really worried. We can get Shannara out. I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I want my animal.
Well, you might be a little bit more worried about it when I give you a little bit more information on Shannara.
I mean, if you don't...
Have you been able to find where she is?
I managed to find the village they're holding her in. They're keeping her well under guard. She's bound to the Emperor. He's intending to marry her to one of his sons. But I would hope that it would have been a happier reunion since the last time I saw her. We were trying to stop a red dragon. But she says he can see out of her eyes and hear what she says.
When's the wedding?
Didn't get that bit of news.
Oh.
But probably
If it was soon, that would be...
probably somewhere in the next 3 months, unless they really want a scandal to come about.
Would a 19 get me anything on having heard anything about a royal wedding?
And I'll roll for that as well since I have connections.
Royal wedding? No. Xenos told you that's what the missives from the Emperor to him and Ardith's mother said is, this is what we're going to do. You can either go to war over it or accept it, and we can discuss the terms of integrating the border towns into the sovereignty.
So that's a flaccid 20 to know if I've heard anything.
Yeah. You've got enough hands in pies to...
Fingers in pockets and other areas. Prison pockets.
Oh, no. Yeah, you know that there have been rumblings of a royal wedding ever since the assassination of one of the princes.
My assumption would be soonish, because there's more. She's pregnant.
With the son's baby?
No.
No.
He's going to be so displeased with that.
I want to be there for years.
With his heart, he should not find out about that until he is ready.
So this may be a bigger rescue mission than just Shannara. Because her two lovers have been imprisoned by the Imperial Guard. And one of them is the father. And I doubt she's going to leave without them.
Might be easier to break them out first.
That's
and then
true.
they could help us.
If they're in condition to do so.
So, if they are, what can you tell me about these two?
Well, when I met them in the Caldera, the male, Kiyoshi, was as loyal as they come. He was spouting platitudes about how wonderful the Emperor is.
Yes, so I didn't think that. Interesting. He was very widely celebrated when he returned from the Caldera, but now I see. How interesting.
And his lieutenant captain.
Yes, the two of them were local heroes when they returned with Shannara. It was really quite shameful, but now I see them in a new light.
So, counterpoint to rescuing them first. One, we're here for Shannara, and I respect what you say. But two, if we were to try and rescue these two Empire soldiers first, and you say the Emperor is tied into your sister's site, we know the Emperor or his magicians have blown up the heads of somebody that you were talking to, and that's far from the first time that you've seen something, not to that degree, but similar happening. What's to say that these two subjects of the Emperor couldn't be used against us while we're trying to rescue your sister? The top priority has to be your sister, and then after the Emperor is dead, then we can focus on freeing her loved one.
Who's to say killing the Emperor will not kill her sister if they're bound?
Apparently the bronze dragon.
Who?
That I was chasing earlier.
I'm going to start pawing at her cape. Does it do anything? Like my claws? Like the bottom, towards the floor?
I mean, it acts like a feathery cape.
It doesn't rip with my claws a little bit? Like I'm pressing a little hard.
Are you trying to rip it?
Are you trying to dig a hole with China in it?
Trying to poke a hole in it with one of my claws a little bit there.
It seems resistant.
Is it moving, though? I could pull and tug on it still?
That's actually pretty rude.
Yes, you should.
Can you take it off for a second just so I can test something?
No.
Does the cape come off by itself?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Just
I'm
like
gonna unclasp it and toss it at you.
Oh. And I'm going to kind of nudge it towards Ruby.
Yeah.
Can you put this on for a second? Or at least have it near you?
It's really not my style.
I know, but just for a second. Like, have it near you. You don't have to have it on, just near you.
I'll humor you.
Okay.
She puts a hand on it.
Does her scent come back?
that's her.
So Ardith's scent does not come back. She's still wearing the rest of the leather outfit.
I'm not stripping off here.
No.
Ruby, have you ever had that thing where you lay on a down pillow and no matter how you lay, you get a quill poking you?
Get it away from me.
That's what happens. No matter how you touch that cloak, it is pointy and uncomfortable.
Some people can pull off feathers. I am more of a fur.
Did she lose her scent at all?
She did not. Ardith still smells like nothing.
She was
No, I
saying,
mean, did Ruby-
Correct. You asked a two-part question.
Oh.
Which was,
Yes.
does Ruby lose her scent? No, she still smells the way she smelled.
Okay.
When
And-
Ardith took the cloak off, she still smells like nothing.
So I have some connections, some ins with. I don't know if I can. How much finesse or muscle I will need to use, but it sounds like we may not have much time. We should find out when the wedding is and see if there's going to be some sort of opportunity for an exhibition of sorts of the. I think the animals will work quite nicely.
You can present gifts to them for the wedding.
Yes. Present gifts. And
I can be dressed up very nicely as a gift.
Big red bow.
you're a very large and lovely canvas to work with. Do not worry. We will have plenty fun with that.
Do I recognize what type of feathers is on the cape?
They look like black chicken feathers.
Chicken feathers?
Chicken feathers. Okay.
Really?
If I kind of move some of it over to my big ogre food, does it take away the smell, or can I still smell the ogre food?
No, you can still smell it.
You should really eat that. You haven't eaten any.
It's like halfway gone.
Do I see any more patrols outside? just
No.
double checking.
Okay.
They, you keep checking, and like every now and then you might see somebody, but they're not out in force. At one point, you do see some of them escorting what look to be engineers of some kind, and that group does have a few of those black-robed figures that you encountered on the docks in chains with them, but they don't seem to be paying attention to this empty noodle bar.
So, I'm only telling you this, Ardith, just because I could see this could hurt us if we have to fight again. Mm-hmm. Or if you decide to take off running somewhere. You know, this cape of yours and that outfit, I cannot scent, and I do not get a scent from you anymore. It's like gone.
Let's try something real quick.
So I will not be able to follow you.
I'm going to flick out one of the little daggers, prick my finger, and then smear it on the table. And
That's mahogany.
I'll clean it, I promise. Can you smell that?
No.
No.
Not even if it's not attached to me anymore?
Yeah.
Well, there goes that idea.
And after a few seconds, that blood just kind of evaporates.
Oh, convenient.
Interesting.
So, you cannot run off by yourself anymore because I will not be able to follow you.
Well, we have the sending stones.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to pull it. I'm like, how far is this? Who's this tuned to?
That would be me.
Okay.
Let's see. The sending stones. Any person speaking into one stone can be heard by those near the other stone as though they were standing in the other stone's place. The effect lasts for 5 minutes, and then the stones are exhausted for 1 hour. So,
As far as the Sublime Ruby of Pain has determined, they have no maximum distance.
my dear, you could be in that nasty caldera, and I would still hear you.
Yeah, hopefully we won't have to do that. Because from what I remember, there's not a lot of caldera left. Not my fault.
You were never anywhere near a caldera.
Ruby, I just had a horrible thought. when we were discussing the possibility of a wedding. Is the Empire the kind of place that would try to group its celebrations, like a royal wedding and the execution of the people who assassinated a prince?
Oh, that would make
Oh,
it
definitely.
easier. I didn't even think of that. We could save them, rescue her. I can get myself an animal. We'd be good.
I'll see
This is going to work out great.
if I can confirm that those events are slated for the same time, and perhaps maybe exert just a little bit of pressure to see if we can move them closer together if they're not.
I can nearly guarantee that they are, and you know what those type of events bring out is festivities. People love a good romance story, and they love a bloody death even more. So you were talking about having a menagerie. I think we have a menagerie right here. I'm sure you have some other freaks or displays that would be appropriate for a show. I think we begin to gather information on when exactly this will be and who is showing where, and we find a way to use that as a front to get close.
I have very good hearing. I can, post myself up in one of your taverns, bars,
Oh, please, I don't own
Ooh.
anything so gauche as a
next
tavern.
to a room that an officer is being helped in. I could stand outside the door and listen.
Or we could put you in a cage outside.
Pillow talk is always good to listen to. You learn so much from pillow talk.
People are not going to be relaxed and in the mood for pillow talk with a giant hulking dog, warg, evil abomination
Oh, now
sitting
that's just
outside.
insensitive.
I don't know.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, I'm thinking like an elf here.
First off,
Point.
they won't know. They go in, and then I go sit at the door. They don't
Have
know.
you smelled yourself?
It's not that strong.
Also, counterpoint: the Sublime Ruby of Pain is probably aware of it, since she had to do some digging. When she heard about these two coming in. There's nothing explicitly illegal about a warg being in Six-Way, but you're pretty sure that they'll find a reason to capture her for being out and about.
Yes, if she's left unattended, she will certainly be taken in.
Oh, never fear. And with a bardly flourish, I pull out a silk rope, tie it around her neck really quickly, very carefully. Be like, a pet.
I have a lot of experience with those as well.
Yes.
So,
They're there. Pat.
Does he say pat pat?
And as a quick aside, Ruby puts her hand gently on Ardith's shoulder. Says, "So your sister has quite the love life now. I've been meaning to
Apparently.
ask about if there's anyone for you."
You're going to try that again?
Yes, I'm very, very persistent.
Is this really the time?
I do not think we'll have much time to catch up once the wheels start turning.
while you guys are talking, I'm all of a sudden gonna jerk and run towards something.
You're going to drag around.
No, that's great. I let it go.
I'm waiting to see her gnaw your arm off.
Oh, what? Come back over here. You are a silly female-ish thing. We stand out. We are far too obvious to be able to hide. That means to hide, we have to be very obvious. We have to be so far out there that we draw every eye because we clearly would not be hiding if we were so very obvious.
Because
Only
this evil abomination.
if you were a wild wolf and just strolling about, you're going to cause tons of concern. But
I'm going to
if
have
you
my little spectral hand come out and try to cover his mouth.
If you have a leash, then you are contained. You're no longer something to be feared and dangerous.
And an adorable outfit.
Yes, you become something that has definition. You're no longer this terrible killing machine that you truly are. You are contained. And that is all that the elves want to see. They want to see a show, and they want to know that everything is orderly and under control.
So your spectral hand comes up and like pushes over his mouth, and
Nothing.
nothing happens.
Yeah, it just keeps going. I will not restrain you in any
And
way.
it would certainly be something. I'm a bit of an artist. That's something that would definitely fall within my wheelhouse, as it were.
I think a dress, something frilly.
Something not befitting your nature. And
So, what about her? She's pretty noticeable. She probably needs to be all purdied up to where she doesn't look like the...
Yeah, we'll say Me-Dra, like you can look out and on a wall, like over there is clearly a wanted poster for Ardith.
You put me in a dress and polish me up, I'm going to look exactly like my mother.
I disagree. I don't think she needs a dress. I think, and pardon me if this seems offensive, I think you need a rather dashing hat and a beard and a mustache. No one would be looking for the infamous Ardith behind a swashbuckling figure.
elves do not grow beards and mustaches.
So you disguise her ears. She clearly doesn't have to be an elf.
Round earring is frowned upon in society.
That is why nobody would think that a true elf, the daughter
It's
of
very
Xenos.
it's very offensive to humans.
Yes, yes.
And there are some in Six Way, and they are of it's not polite.
I understand politeness, but is your sister not worth you not getting caught on merely walking outside?
We don't need to be so drastic. We just need to make me not look like my mother.
I think I know just the thing, actually.
I'm not comfortable with that tone of voice.
How do you feel about body paint?
I'm sorry?
Big bushy beard.
And with this, the wheels are already turning, and the gears are already turning in Ruby's mind. And she's just, yes, a light foundation, cake it on real thick. Yes, you would. Okay, I know exactly what to do.
So is there a back room or someplace we could go hide out while you go try to find information, later on today? Not tonight, but tomorrow, whatever time it is.
What time is it?
It's like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sleep.
place for us to
It is
sleep.
clearly time to sleep. Ah.
Well, we could go to one of the establishments I frequent, or I suppose we could go to my manor. It's a bit. I'm not ready for guests yet, but I can make an exception.
We're not going to judge your housekeeping.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
She's like, no, all the ropes haven't been installed yet.
Did you leave anybody tied up in the bed or anything? I mean, as long as I have a place to sleep.
Oh, no, there's plenty of room.
Okay.
The legs are spread wide enough. You can sleep at the foot of the bed.
I mean, a place to sleep.
Have to be some really fucking long legs for a warg to fit there.
She sleeps hot dog style rather than hamburger style. Yeah, she stretches out instead of curling up.
Got two beds pushed together end to end. All right. So we'll retire for the evening. I think everyone's tired. The tieflings need sleep, though. Yeah, except for me. I can go all night.
Well, I'm going to take my bone.
So is Ruby.
But there's no one here for her to bone. Unless
Rug.
I have
you have appendages, specific ones.
No, thank you.
I mean, he could have fingers. That would work too.
Do.
See?
But no, they're mine.
Oh, but it's okay.
The waitress knocks on the door and pokes her head in. Everybody doing okay? Anybody need anything? Would you like a doggy bit?
I'm going to growl a little bit.
A bag for your bone?
No.
Oh.
I can carry it just fine.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We'll be leaving shortly.
It is delicious.
Just
Food
going.
was delicious.
Oh, well. I was just letting you know that we're fixing to get the first influx of customers to the day.
Oh, see, we
Oh,
can
the
sit here and
drunks.
listen.
And we should. Do I think that we should leave, or do I think that we should go home? Let's see.
You're basically going to get a steady stream
Drunks.
of like
perfect.
early morning hangovers. You know, everyone
Drunks.
getting some hot nudes before going to work.
Some Whataburger.
Yeah, this is like the only place that serves dinner at 4 a.m.
We should be going now. Don't worry. If anyone says anything about the wedding, I'll know.
Okay, well, what about me? How are you going to get me past all these people?
Oh, wait.
I just pick up
Very
the
quickly.
leash.
Very quickly.
He has a point. You have to admit. A leash makes you, instead of a wild animal, into a pet.
Come along, Fifi. Let's go.
Oh, God, no.
Don't push it.
No, Fifi.
I love it.
I think that's where we'll leave off is Me-Dra saying, "Come along, Fifi, let's go," taking 3 or 4 steps and just hitting the end of the rope as Marisala does not play along. So yeah, that's what I got for this episode. Look at that, 2 whole episodes without combat. I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, we really didn't pick a fight with the waitress there.
We're with the
Hey.
exploding guy.
Hey, this is... How many episodes in are we? 4?
4.
And we have not
Died yet?
picked up one of his NPCs. Like, we have not adopted, taken in or wanted to. Or
No, Sublime Ruby of Pain took in.
Yeah, was wanting to take in everything, yes.
Doesn't really count.
She was going to adopt him as a boy toy.
I mean, maybe for right then and there, not for, good.
No, not
Depends
for
how
good.
good he was.
Yeah, I was going to say, depends on performance.
Okay.
I mean, the Emperor's Guards, if you look at their stat blocks, they have a pretty high constitution.
They'd still tap out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
thinking
not-
if she
it's
could
not
go
just
all
about-
night.
You see, the thing about being ironic is that just because I can go all night doesn't mean that they have to.
I'm just saying, if we were playing 4th edition, the Sublime Ruby of Pain would be a Constitution Warlock who started out with like a 24, or was at a 24,
Despite my 40 hit points.
despite your 40 hit points. Yeah,
You're squishy.
You turn the extra bonuses into,
yeah. You traded hit points for other cool stuff.
Yeah.
So speaking of cool stuff, that's us.
We're the cool stuff.
We're the cool stuff.
and Fifi.
No Fifi.
There's a shirt idea.
A ward with a little leash, no Fifi.
A
No
ward with
Fifi.
like a giant bow and a fancy dress and a leash, and I'm not Fifi. Yeah, no, we're the cool stuff. So find us at the places, do the things.
No, you're the cool stuff for listening to us.
Yeah.
You know, it would be even cooler if you did left us reviews or sponsored F-bombs. You'd be a lot cooler if you did.
You'd be the
Mailed us.
coolest of the cool.
Or mailed us $50
And
bills.
listen, it's summer in Texas right now. We can use all the cool shit that we can get our hands on.
Yes,
For the
God.
$500 tier, you can come watch us live. What, in Texas? Yeah, no, fuck that. It's summertime.
Yeah, I don't know why nobody takes us up on coming to Texas in the summer.
We could bake you bread.
In our
Right on.
mailbox.
Yeah.
Go to the places, do the things, mouth stuff.
Yes, go to places, do mouth stuff. Doesn't have to involve us, just a general PSA about life.
May involve the police if you choose the wrong place.
Yeah, hashtag not legal advice. And on that note, we're not legal advice. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.